All right. Anyway, welcome everybody to the second podcast. Today we have TJ, a good friend of mine that I've known for a little bit, but haven't really gotten to get to know as much as I'd like.
Yeah.
TJ's a busy guy. He's also a racer, but in superbikes.
It's not like you're not busy.
Maybe not as busy traveling as you anymore. But TJ is a superbike racer.
Yeah.
He started in the Philippines and now he's competing abroad.
Yeah.
And welcome to the podcast. Thanks
Thank
for
you.
coming.
Nice to have you, Steph. Nice to be here.
Thanks for braving the traffic today. Surprisingly, on a Saturday, it was pretty bad for you.
Yeah, but
you
nice
made
weather today, so no problem.
That's good.
Yeah.
So let's start with last week. Congratulations on your race. You did well. Where was that? What was it?
So we just finished the last race of the season last weekend. It was in Buriram, Thailand, the 7th round of the championship. So right now I'm doing the Asia Road Racing Championship in the Superbike 1000 category. So basically in our continent, in Asia, it's the highest you can go for road racing.
Okay. And that's obviously a 1000cc.
Yeah.
You're racing for obviously Ducati.
Yeah.
What's it been like? How's the racing been? Because you were in Europe. We'll talk about Europe later, but now you're racing around Asia. How's it coming back?
Well, it's really my third season racing outside of the country, outside of the Philippines. It's been a big ride so far. It's been a lot of up and down, and you really have to learn a lot. Mm-hmm. I'm 22 years old right now, and I'm really just been trying to gain experience every single year. Mm-hmm. And I hope to get into the top soon. Right now, we've been finishing top 5 to top 10. Best result of this season was a 6th, so just one position from top 5. So not a bad result, but I'm riding this year with a new team. Basically, it's our own team.
Okay.
Basically, it's my dad's project, Access Plus Racing. We started, of course, Access Plus is our company and our racing thing from like the late 90s with my father.
Which started here.
Yeah, in the Philippines. And of course, it's big shoes to fill for the team to go from a national level team to go racing
abroad.
Yeah,
it's a huge production, I'm sure.
Yes, for sure.
Okay. So why did you decide to do this Asian Championship this year? What was the pull? Or did you start with this championship throughout the year, or did you join halfway through?
I've been racing the championship for the whole season. Okay. We did the preseason test last year in December. Really, the reason why we got into this is because I did 2 seasons racing in Europe in the Superstock Championship. Mm-hmm. I did one in the Italian Superbike and then one in the Superstock European Championship, which runs with the World Superbike. So like really, really great championship to be in, very high level. And unfortunately, that championship, they canceled the class. So no longer runs anymore. Okay. So of course, we're looking for a place to go back into racing. And we thought that this is a great opportunity for not only me as a rider, but for Ducati Philippines to come into racing.
Yeah, now you guys have international presence.
Yeah,
man, that's amazing. How similar is this bike to a road like the Panigale? This is a Panigale,
yes,
no?
Yes.
Okay,
yes.
How similar is it, or is it not similar at all?
You'd be surprised how similar it is, and yet at the same time not similar.
Okay,
because of course, we start with the Panigale V4R, the top-of-the-line superbike. Mm-hmm. Same as the other manufacturers, they have their own top-of-the-line superbikes that they start with. But the regulation is called Superstock. So we can change the tire, which is one make tire. We can change suspension, a little chassis parts, but the engine, other main chassis things must stay standard. So it's really just a pretty much standard bike that we prepare for racing.
Okay. Wow, that's and how fast are these bikes? Because a lot of people don't know. I don't know. I ride a motorcycle a lot, but I have no clue how fast that really is.
Well, to put it simple, is that we only have 200 to 230 depending on which brand you ride, but we only have it on one tire, right? The tire is 200 wide.
Yeah.
It's a lot of power for the...
And it's light. How heavy is a motorcycle?
Yeah, the motorcycle's around 165 kilos only.
Oh, so your power to weight is ridiculous.
Yeah. And of course, the rider, like I weigh around 70 kilos with gear. So we make such a big percentage of the total package.
Yeah.
So like you move 1 inch, like compared to a car,
Makes a difference.
Makes a big difference
Yeah.
on the handling.
And that's why you see riders moving around through the corners, braking, accelerating.
Yeah.
Okay. Man, that's amazing. And how did all of this start? Were your parents carrying Ducati before you got into racing, or?
Yeah. So my dad has been carrying Ducati since 2000.
Okay.
2000 or 2001.
And how old were you then?
I was born 97, so.
Holy smokes. Okay, you're really young.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so he was carrying it, he was selling the bikes, and then I was reading online because I obviously had to do some research. You started with motocross.
Yeah.
And was there a reason why you went with motocross? Were you also carrying a motocross brand?
Well,
or?
actually, my dad, basically the way my racing is patterned is after him. 'Cause
Okay.
My dad started racing motocross because like outside his house in Valle Verde before, Valle Verde 5, where Metroc is now, there used to be a motocross track.
Okay, I didn't know that.
Yeah, exactly, right?
Yeah.
Can you imagine that now?
Right?
But yeah, so back then he would ride his dirt bike every day.
Okay.
Until he started winning, and then he got a factory ride with Kawasaki and I think Yamaha, or I think
Alright.
just Kawasaki. I really don't remember. And then from there, he went motocross racing, and then after that he moved on to road racing, and then that's basically what happened to me now. So
Okay.
at 5 years old, I did my first race in motocross, and then at the age of 15, I moved to road racing.
Okay. And when you started, because 15 is still extremely young, is that the normal age that kids start racing motorcycles?
I think the normal age is around, I think 5, 6,
Even younger?
7. Yeah. I mean,
Oh,
of
wow.
course, we start with the
The small
bike
bikes,
and
yeah,
then
like a 50cc
cart.
or
Yeah,
something.
Yeah.
Okay. Wow. And when you first started, that was obviously in the Philippines. What engine size was that? Was it a big grid? Because now when I was karting and when I was racing cars, I'd see a lot of the underbones.
Yeah.
And that's a huge grid. It's
Yeah.
so many people.
Yeah.
Is it similar? Did you start with an underbone?
Well,
Or straight to a superbike?
no, when I raced motocross, we started, of course, in the dirt. So I started like 50cc, but thing had a lot of power.
Yeah.
It's the same story. It's like with
Power
a
to
race,
weight,
with a race cart, you always have more power to weight. So it's a good training. Until now, I use the same techniques that I learned back then.
Okay.
But yeah, the grids were quite good and quite competitive because the guys I used to race with back then are the professionals of now.
Okay.
So I think we all did a good job.
Yeah, that's the best. I mean,
Yeah,
at least there's progression.
Yeah.
What engine size was that first class? Was it like an 800 or?
50cc.
I mean, sorry, when you moved into
To
superbikes.
road racing, yeah. When I moved into superbikes, I did. I had an 899, so
Okay.
900cc, so just
And that's
below 1,000.
flying already.
Yeah.
And how's that transition? Because from jumping and all that, all of a sudden to like a ton of
Yeah,
speed.
yeah.
How's the transition from dirt to road?
Yeah. But actually, a lot of professional riders, like if you're familiar with Marc Marquez, Valentino Rossi, all those guys, they all started from the dirt and then transitioned onto the road.
I'm gonna pull up a picture later.
Yeah.
When I edit this video of you with Valentino Rossi.
Yeah.
How was that? That was really cool.
Great experience.
That was all dirt.
Yeah, on dirt.
And did you notice anything about him when you were riding with him? Is he, because for people that don't know, I'd be surprised if you don't, but Valentino's sort of like a living legend, I guess.
Yeah.
He's
40
probably the
years
biggest
old now
name.
and still winning races.
Yeah.
incredible.
What was that like? Did he ride differently from others? Was he teaching you?
Well, it was really just like a one-day thing, so we didn't really have time to talk so much or learn too much about technique or so on. But just to be there and to experience, because I wasn't just with Valentino, but I was with like Morbidelli, Pazzini, a lot
Other
of other
professional
professional
riders.
GP guys,
Okay.
and they're really like
And that was dirt.
Very fast,
What
yeah.
were you? What kind of bike is that? What do you call that?
Yeah, we used a motocross bike,
Okay.
and then they fitted it with like they call it dirt track tires.
Okay.
So it kind of looks like a rain tire, so it's still quite round, but without
Yeah.
the knobs.
Okay.
So it allows you to slide the bike.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man, that's amazing because I don't particularly
Yeah.
follow MotoGP. My dad does, but when I hear Valentino Rossi, automatically. So for me, it's amazing that you got to train with him for a day or ride with him
Yeah.
for a day.
Yeah.
And where was that? Europe.
In Italy, yeah.
Okay. So you start with the 899. You do that for a year. Is that like a rookie class?
I really just raced. Back then, it was just for fun.
Okay.
I didn't expect, to be honest, everything I do after then is like a bonus for me because I never expected to be racing what I'm doing now.
Yeah.
I really just did my first year. My parents were like, "Oh, but you know, it's dangerous, road racing. It's not what you do."
Yeah.
So and so, blah blah blah, the usual. And then I ended up winning a lot of races my first year.
Mm-hmm.
And then from then on, it's just like
A progression up the ladder.
Yeah, like maybe it's a mountain.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And how long till you reached the highest Philippine superbike class? Was it like 2 years on or 3 years on?
I did 2 years just racing amateur, and then my third year, it was my first year in the expert class.
Okay.
Or basically the fastest guys in the
Didn't
country.
you almost win that championship?
Yeah, I did.
That's ridiculous. And who were you racing with?
In that season in 2016 was my first year racing. And then I was racing with Raynel Rosuelo, Marvin Malubnan, and Dashi.
Really good.
And also my brother, Troy. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I'd love, actually, I'm getting another microphone. So
Yeah.
I'd love to have both of you on one day.
Perfect.
That'd be cool. Okay, so you did that. And then the following year, didn't you almost win it again? Or did you win it the next year?
The first year, I won half of the races.
Yeah.
But at the end, we had some mechanical problems.
Okay.
Wasn't able to win the championship.
Yeah.
The next season, I don't know. My luck is not so good. I lost the championship by 1 point.
Oh man,
I had a strong
that's so
season.
painful.
Yeah. I mean,
Okay.
it happens, but
It happens.
No
but
problem.
But the cool thing is you're still so young.
Yeah.
And you got all these results. And what was the trigger for going abroad? How did you decide? How did your parents decide?
Actually,
start racing
it's
abroad?
all because of my dad. He went to Italy for the motor show.
Because
And
you
then
guys
for
distribute
Ducati, yeah.
Okay.
And then he was shopping the usual for racing parts. and then he found this exhaust system
Okay.
called FM Projects. He's a good friend now. And then he was saying, my son races like this, like that. And then the guy was like, you want him to test our bike? He can come next year, test our bike. My dad's like, okay, we'll just try. I mean, we don't expect to be on the pace.
Yeah.
But shockingly, even for me and for my dad, and it's a big problem for him because now we have to move to Europe.
Yeah.
I did quite good at the first test, and I was like just a second off from these guys who were
Racing
racing already for a long time. Yeah.
And at the time, how old were you?
I was 18.
Jesus. Okay, so it's very similar to what I experienced. So
Yeah.
I want to ask you, what was it like for you to move away from the Philippines? Did you stop going to school?
Yeah, I did.
Okay, so you stopped going to school, you moved to Italy with your dad.
Yeah.
How did that change you? Before we get into the racing, how did that change you as a person? Because it changed my life, and I'll share after you share. But did it change your outlook on? Because I feel like in Manila we live in a little bubble.
Yeah.
And we're very spoiled here. Did you experience the same thing when you moved abroad? And how long were you there? A year?
I was there, because I can't stay for the whole year. So I stay like, I think 3 months at a time. But combined, I spend maybe 6 to 8 months in a year.
There.
Depending on the season there. So yeah, pretty much live there.
What was it like? Was it a big change for you, or did you settle in right away?
It's a big shock the first time. I mean, I was quite young.
Mm-hmm.
Like looking back, it's like, I should have done things so much differently back then.
Yeah.
But at the time, you don't realize what you're doing.
Mm-hmm.
You're so young. You go there and like, wow, it's a very different world compared to what we're used to.
Yeah. And how is it? Because I don't know about you, but when I first moved there, I wasn't like doing the laundry. I wasn't doing any cooking.
It's the same for me.
I destroyed a bunch of clothes. I burnt a bunch of food. Basically, everything I was cooking wasn't edible. How was that? Did you have that transition period also where you had to learn to do all these things?
For sure. I think we're still transitioning. I think racers are not so good at those things.
Yeah. I spent a year and I didn't get any better. Still kept wrecking clothes. But the nice thing is this, your dad also moved with you, right?
Yeah.
And did you guys get closer? Did you guys argue? How was the dynamic?
I think it's hard to be racing, especially with your dad, because there's a lot of pressure. You want to push your son.
Yeah.
But of course,
there has to be a balance.
Yeah. Sometimes you forget that you're family. Sometimes you start fight. It's normal. I'm sure with your dad.
Yeah, we went through
like
that too.
Yeah.
But I'm sure you feel much closer to your dad now after being through all of that.
For sure, yeah. There are a lot of the good memories outweigh the bad ones.
Oh yeah,
for sure, yeah.
I'm so excited to talk about it because I remember how nice it was to explore.
Yeah.
You're all of a sudden in a different country, and when you first moved there, were you living close? Did you choose to live in a certain area because you're close to the team, or what was the logistical decision? Was it in between all the tracks, or?
Lucky for us, the team is close to Milan.
Okay.
So it's like an hour away only from Milan. So we got to stay in Milan the first year. And then the second year, we moved to a bit more provincial area.
Okay.
Better for training, closer to some of the tracks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. And how was that first year for you racing? What was how was it? How did it go?
I think the biggest part is that season was really tough for me. Not only, big shoes to fill. Like the first race I ever did, the first session we went out, first official practice, I was 10 seconds back. I said, how is that possible? I've never been this slow. Yeah.
Because here in the Philippines and in Asia,
it's easy to be in front.
Your level's already so high, but when you go to Europe where it's the main stage for competition, it's like, oh man, the level's high.
Like the first session I came in and I just sat down and they said, oh, how's the bike? How's this? I couldn't answer. It's like, shit, what's happening?
What happened?
And then the first race weekend you're like, man, maybe I should just go back home. Maybe this is not for me.
I totally get you.
Yeah.
And what was it for you? Was it, because when I moved, one thing that I wasn't used to here in Asia compared to Europe was the rubber on the track.
Yeah.
So I just wasn't carrying enough speed through the corners. I wasn't braking late enough. I wasn't on throttle early enough. All of that stuff. Is it the same?
It's the story of my life.
Yeah. I totally get you.
Yeah.
Because it really resonates with me. It wasn't even the first race for me. It was the first whole year. I was just eating shit.
Yeah,
like I was in the back. I was struggling. My coaches were pissed off at me. I was pissed off.
Yeah.
Like you dominate the Philippines, you dominate Asia. You think, because your world's so small, because you're young, you think, oh, like
you don't understand how big the scope is. You don't understand how much faster those guys you see on TV are. When you're sitting at home and then you've never done a race outside your country, you think, I can do that.
Yeah.
And then you go there and you're like, nope, I can't.
and so now that you spent a year there, what did it take you to change? Like, was it the riding, or did you have to go to the gym? Did you have to get fit, or was it a mental thing?
Well, the first year I think it's kind of like a throwaway year. You can't expect to have a good result. At the end of the season, I got quite a good result. I think I remember I finished 7th or 8th. Okay. It's not bad. I mean, we have a grid of 25 within all 2 seconds, so that's very good. Tight race.
Yeah.
But the first year is really hard to learn anything because you come to a new track, new team, new bike. You don't understand anything. Yeah.
Every weekend.
You don't know how to work with the team. You don't know how to explain what you feel. Like, for example, in back home here, you'd say, oh, can I have directly, you say, oh, can you put 2 clicks of so-and-so on the ride height or whatever. But there, you can't do that. You have to talk with your team. You got to learn how to explain what you feel in the bike.
Yeah, and then they do it.
How to study the data, how to figure out where you're fast, where you're slow.
Okay.
And like the weekend is so different. For example, here we get to practice
unlimited.
Day. Unlimited. Yeah. And then you have to go there, show up. Friday.
You have 1 day of practice.
Yeah, 1 day Friday, Saturday race, Sunday race. It's impossible.
And do you motorcycle guys have simulators?
No.
Not like, wow. So it's
very tough. Yeah.
So you pretty much rely on YouTube. You're watching videos of onboards.
Yeah.
That's how you study the track.
And like, I mean, you can go around on a car or watch a video, but to be honest, when
it's
you
so different.
The first lap, it's like this corner looks nothing like the video or nothing like the video game. It doesn't make it.
Yeah.
Doesn't really help.
Okay. And when you first moved there, because I assume MotoGP, well, the division, like the level of motorcycling you're doing, the physical side of it must be through the roof, much more than here. Was there a big jump in physicality when you got to Europe?
Yeah, like for example, the races are so much longer.
Okay.
Like we're used to here, we have a 10-lap race, and at the end, everyone's complaining, "Oh, the race is so long. I'm tired." Because you know how they do practice here, do 3 laps, and they say, "Yeah, great job. Let's go home, pack it up."
Yeah.
But there you have the practice sessions are 30, 40 minutes.
Okay.
That's just practice, and then the race is 30 minutes.
Okay.
So
How many
it's
laps is that?
That would be like around 20 laps.
Oh, so double.
Yeah, like so if we were to convert it to like a race in Clark, the normal championship race for the Philippines in Clark is around 10 laps. My race distance in the Italian or European or Asian championship would be around 20 laps in the same track.
Holy
So
smokes.
it's times 2 distance. Yeah.
Yeah.
So my first time, it's like, man, you do 5 laps and then you're tired. How can you finish the race?
What body part gets tired first? Like in a race car, it's usually your neck or your forearms. In a bike, what muscles are working? I mean, all of them are working, obviously, but what's the main muscle?
I think the first thing is that you run out of breath because it's a lot of cardio. Because like we put some heart rate monitors, we check, we can see like the average heart rate is around 170 the whole race, and then you reach a maximum of around 200.
It's like you're sprinting.
Sometimes. Yeah, it's like a
For
sprint.
30 minutes.
Yeah.
Wow, I had no clue because obviously I ride recreationally.
Yeah.
So I'm just relaxing on the highway or stuck in traffic on EDSA.
Yeah.
But I had no clue that you'd be at 170 to 200 for the whole race.
Yeah.
And it's moving up your heart rate's moving up and down like that because you're constantly shifting your body weight?
Yeah, you're moving your body, you're trying to pull the
Are you
bike.
pulling the bike also?
Yeah,
no?
you're pushing, pulling with your feet, everything.
And
Knees, all.
That's crazy.
It's like every time we brake because we're trying to push the body back to resist the
It's
force.
like you're doing a chest
It's
press,
like you're doing a push up or a chest press, and then same with the legs. Every time you move from right to left, you see the body is right.
Yeah.
And we go left. It's like a squat. So
It's like you're doing a side lunge. Of
it's
sorts.
a full body workout every time, and then you combine it with the wind,
Yeah.
and then the weight of the bike. The leathers you're wearing is 10 kilos.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
Yeah. So it's very
And-
difficult.
What's more tiring, the short, sharp corners or the long
I think the
high-speed
short
one?
corners, especially if you have chicane,
consecutive
corners, it's very, very hard.
Wow, that's so interesting to me because obviously I've seen you in the track and it's so impressive because you're flying through the track, but you make it look so easy. But it's actually very taxing on the body.
But it's the same when I tried go-karting and I was so shit. I was like, I'll never do this. I'm so lucky I'm fast on the bike. This is the same,
funny.
like, with your shoulders or with the neck.
Yeah, that's amazing. And so, I have another question for you because this is a track we both know Clark very well.
Yeah.
Through the last corner, how fast are you going?
We go around entering
Or the middle.
On the middle, maybe around 160, 170.
And then by the end of the straight, before you start braking of Clark, how fast
or
are you
you
going?
start braking around 300.
You're going 300?
Yeah.
Okay.
And the scary part is that we brake so late. We brake going up the hill.
My God. Because I think the fastest I've ever gone through the last corner is about 130
Yeah.
in a GT3 RS.
Yeah.
And the fastest I've been down the straight was probably in a Turbo S. And I probably only hit like 260.
Yeah.
And you're doing 300 and braking later. That's so crazy.
I think that's what makes it quite difficult to go fast on a bike.
Mm-hmm.
It's not the speed, but rather how close you get to the corner.
Yeah.
Like
Till you start braking.
Yeah, how much you compress the braking zone. It's like, shit, the wall is so near.
Yeah.
The grass is so near. It's like, there's no more space.
And I also noticed, because you were there on one track day when I was there, and I tried to grab your clutch, and I thought I had really strong forearms from racing until I tried grabbing your clutch. And I had to use 4 fingers to close the clutch.
Yeah.
And you're moving that clutch multiple times in a lap.
But actually, we don't we never
Or
touched
just
only
the
for
start.
the start.
Oh, because now
And
you've
then
got
we
the
have-
flat
Yeah,
shift.
it's
and-
like a paddle shift or something.
But still, why is it so heavy?
I don't know. I think it's to save on clutch wear.
Okay.
Yeah. I think it's a bit
Jeez.
excessive.
And I don't know if this is true. I don't know where I heard it, but do you guys shift the other way around?
Yeah, yeah.
So-
like your bike, you would shift up and then down. We would shift. This is upshift and then this is downshift.
And why is that?
Because if you've ever tried on your bike, try to take a corner like on full
On
lean.
left.
It's on the left, right?
Okay.
There's no way you're gonna shift putting your foot down
Under
and then
the
up. Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
Oh, so you're accelerating and just tapping it downwards.
Yeah, yeah.
And then while you're braking, you're just
shift
going up.
Up.
Wow, that's so weird. I'm just trying to wrap my. Okay.
It's very weird. Like I never, because in motocross we don't use that.
Mm-hmm.
But the first time I use it, it's like, why do we have to do this? It doesn't make any sense. But then you get so used to it, and then it becomes natural.
So do you ever find yourself messing up when you're driving on the road?
Not really. Not really.
Okay, I guess because you're used to
Been
it.
doing it so long, but
Yeah.
sometimes it's a bit dangerous because I've seen a lot of people blow their engine.
Or they're going the other way
they go
around.
the other way. Boom. First gear.
Oh, I want to talk to you about your bike, your new
Yeah.
bike.
Yeah.
Hypermotard.
Hypomotard. Yeah.
How many cc again?
950.
And have you changed the pipe?
Yeah. Yeah.
It sounds
The
so
Termignoni.
good. When did you get it? It's new. It just came out this year.
Yeah.
no?
It's a new model from Ducati. Just came out this year. I got it early this year. Yeah.
And you had your old bike was also hypermotard?
Yes. Yes.
Okay, so you've just upgraded to the new one.
Yeah. This is a new, completely new styling, new
And
everything.
everyone
Really good.
wants it.
Yeah. Yeah.
And is it because there's a long wait list? No, people can't get it, or the allotment for the countries is
Not really. There's a lot of bikes available. It's just
Yeah. Okay.
everyone just wants it.
Do you have any plans of working with your dad or with your family in Ducati one day, or is it something that you're not really thinking about because you're obviously racing professionally?
For sure. Right now, I'm not thinking about it. I'm still in college, still studying, working, finishing my degree.
Okay.
But of course, I want to get some experience first.
Mm-hmm.
That's also what they asked me to do: get some experience outside,
Okay.
and then I can work in our business, of course.
Yeah, that's amazing. And you guys also bring in other brands other than Ducati. What are they?
Yeah, like we have scooters, the Italjet.
I saw your dad post.
Yeah.
That looks really
Yeah,
interesting.
it looks really very nice. Yeah.
What's so special about that bike? I'll post an image.
To be honest,
later.
I don't
Not
know.
sure.
I don't know.
Okay, but it looks really cool.
It looks nice. Yeah, like because I think it's like because back in the 90s they had a very popular scooter called the Italjet Dragster,
Okay.
and then it's basically like the 2019 version of that. 'Cause
And it's
stopped
already
for a long
here?
time.
Or
No, it's coming next year.
okay, everybody. Now you know to get on the wait list to get that bike. It looks cool. When I
Yeah.
saw it, I was like, "Oh, I'd like that too." And you also bring in Beta.
Yeah, we have Beta.
Yeah.
So it's an off-road bike.
Okay.
And then also Polaris, the side-by-side.
Oh, I didn't know you guys also brought Polaris in.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
I think we need some jet skis and then we'll be
You'll be
full
the
circle. Yeah.
all the good activities.
Yeah,
Okay, so so now your brother's also racing.
Yes.
Did he started racing same time as you?
Yeah. Basically, when he was 5, also he started racing same path as me,
Okay.
and then now he's racing abroad as well.
Yeah.
In the last year, he did the Asia Talent Cup, and then this year the again with the Moto3 in Thailand Talent Cup, and then next year he'll be racing 600s in the Asia Road Racing.
Okay, so he's just slowly going up the ladder.
I think he's quite far ahead of me.
What do you mean?
He's 18 now, and he's already going to do the Asian Championship next year.
He had the
So-
benefit of his age starting early, a little bit earlier than you.
Yeah, and like, because to be honest, all of us, we never thought that we could be competitive outside of home, because you don't know. And then that's what my dad was saying. Like, oh, I wish I started this earlier because I didn't expect that we have what it takes to
Yeah.
get out there. Yeah.
But it's funny though because you make it sound really easy, but it's because you and your brother are super talented. I mean, I remember going to the track a long time ago and seeing both of you driving and thinking, man, these guys are fucking crazy. They're braking so late. So I don't know. For me, I feel like it's also in you.
I think it's in the blood.
I guess so.
Like Tito Jovi, right?
Yeah. I'd like to think so. Hopefully,
right? I think it's in the blood.
Yeah, because your dad also used to race,
My
and
dad
your mom
also.
also rides.
Yeah.
Okay. It's funny. You should join us on some of the rides. I mean, you might fall asleep because we go so slow. But we ride far and slowly.
Yeah, we gotta go this season.
Sure, I'd love to.
Yeah, we gotta go.
Yeah, I'd love to. I think they want to go to Baguio or something like that. So you should join if you're not
Let's go.
busy racing. What else? What do you think of the local Philippine scene? How has it progressed since you started? I'm sure now that you've been coming back and racing, even while racing in Europe, it's brought the level up here as well. How do you see how are the racers here?
Well, I think we should be happy that we have a lot of riders right now. Like there are at least a handful that have been racing abroad now, and they're doing well. So that means that the level of the Philippines is going up.
Yeah,
and I'm really happy for that. So we can say that the guys I race with in the national championship, when they get to that lap time close to us, they can race abroad as well, and they can have a fighting chance.
Yeah, and have you never started with underbone thing, right?
No, I've tested a few times, but never got racing.
But it's amazing how big that grid is.
Yeah,
and I'm sure that for those guys, the dream is also to get into superbikes, right?
Yeah,
that's a natural.
Yeah, MotoGP for sure. Yeah.
Okay, and how big is the local scene here? Because for the cars, it's really quite small, but I imagine the bike scene is quite a bit larger.
I think we have quite a big grid these last few years, around 150 to 200 participants in the whole championship. So it's
big.
Pretty big, yeah. We have around 6-7 categories, so we can expect grid of 20 per grid. Per race.
Okay. And you guys are racing in Clark and Batangas.
Yeah, Clark and Batangas, yeah.
What track do you prefer? What's the nicer track for motorcycles?
I think Batangas is much more fun, but with the walls as they're...
It's a bit more dangerous.
It's a bit too dangerous, I think, right now.
Okay.
But I think the layout is fantastic. I love it.
It's because you guys are also getting faster, so it's getting crazier.
It's a bit too close now.
What is the lap time around Clark?
In Clark, the record is around 1 minute 50.
Oh, that's fast.
Very fast. And then in Batangas, it's 1:33.
Wow.
Very fast, yeah.
And that's with a normal road bike. It's not like it's like a crazy MotoGP bike. It's just a road bike with slicks, right?
Yeah, for sure. If we had a MotoGP, you'd expect them to be at least 10 seconds faster.
Holy smokes.
Yeah.
Because 150 in Clark... That's like Formula 4 time.
Yeah.
And the new, I don't know if you've seen the new Radical.
I think the Formula 4 was 51 or 52.
Yeah, even slower.
Yeah.
Man, you guys are going really fast.
We gotta put an F1 out there and then see.
Yeah. Marlon, come on, make it happen. Wow. Okay. And, okay, tell me about, you're telling me about that guy that got into an accident recently. A Filipino rider.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Really sad.
Yeah, last weekend in the underbone race, Amber Torres, I know him. He's a great kid. He's only 16 years old. Very big talent. Fortunately, he got into an accident and he passed away.
This was in Malaysia?
In Thailand.
Oh, in Thailand?
Yeah.
Wow, that's terrible.
Yeah, very bad. I mean, I know his family, and I'm sure in motorcycle racing, like same with.
I'm sure the communities.
Family. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's terrible.
Yeah.
Okay. Man, and it happened. Was it like a freak accident or?
To be honest, I wasn't there to see it. I saw the replay, but it was.
It's hard to say.
Didn't see what exactly happened, but I mean, things like this happen, unfortunately.
Yeah, that is part of racing. And what's your plan for next year? Now that you've rounded up the season, do you have a plan for next year, or are you still sort of drawing it up?
Yeah, this season we're not a factory team. Like the other teams we race with are full factory, like straight from Japan, Yamaha, Honda.
So the support is
Kawasaki.
crazy.
Yeah. So this year we were pretty much running a close to stock spec bike. Mm-hmm. Next year we're hoping to get more support, better equipment, and we're hoping to get better results.
Okay, from the factory. Are you gonna run the same series next year?
Yeah, we're running the same series next year. So I'm really excited because it's gonna be the first time that I'll repeat in the same series with the same bike, same tire. 'Cause the last 3 years I've been doing
Jumping to a new thing every time.
and
It's hard to adjust.
Very hard, yeah. You get to the end of the season and you say, okay, now I understand
It's
what I
new
need to
again.
do, and then it's new again.
Okay. What tracks do you go to? Is that just around Asia?
Yeah,
it is,
just-
right? But what are the main tracks that you guys go to?
We go to Sepang, Malaysia.
Same
of
as the
course.
F1 track.
Yeah, we go there twice. And then we go to Thailand in Buriram, which is also a very nice circuit. We go to Suzuka,
Yeah.
great track. And in Australia,
Okay.
and also China, Zhuhai.
Wow, you guys are going to like legit
Yeah.
big racetracks
Yeah.
where Formula cars also race.
Yeah.
Are you ever the support race for like a MotoGP race or a Superbike race?
No.
But I think were you part of a series that also did do support races for like
Yeah.
one of the big championships?
Last year, I did the Super Stock, which is a support race for the World Superbike.
Okay.
And also Troy, my brother, did the Asia Talent Cup, which is a support race for the MotoGP.
wow.
So last year we did the complete calendar
That's amazing.
all over the world. Yeah.
And how often are you flying? How are you going to college is my question because I had to stop.
Well, I'm lucky that it's also not so good for the rider, but we only have 7 race weekends a year,
Okay.
and they're pretty much once a month.
Okay.
So it's enough to still balance
The school.
college life, and racing.
Oh, that's good. You're lucky.
I think with karts, you guys do too many races.
Yeah, karts and cars, it's too many. Like
Yeah.
you definitely wouldn't be able to continue with school.
Yeah.
I got kicked out of one college. I'm not gonna say which college, but I got kicked out of one college because I missed way too much class. But also because I was really bad at math. Anyway, well, yeah, well, I was racing, whatever. Okay, so that's your plan for next year.
Yeah.
Long game? Are you thinking of MotoGP or Superbikes, World Superbike? What's the goal for you? I mean, you're so young,
Yeah.
so you've got a
Like
lot to do.
I think for me the plan is to be a top runner in my category now in this championship. The championship winner last weekend is around he's quite old, so around 30s, I think.
Okay.
So I have a lot of time to get there. I
Yep.
want to be, of course, a race winner first. I want to finish first on the podium, then win races, then
The championship.
have a shot at the championship. Yeah, I mean, and then from there, of course, the plan is to go back into World Superbike.
Okay. Wow. And World Superbike will bring you back to Europe. You'll have to go back.
Yes. World Superbike is all over Asia, Europe,
Okay.
Americas. Yeah.
And okay, well, but next year you're still running with your team.
Yes,
As in your
yes.
dad's team.
Yes,
Okay. Wow, that would be amazing if you guys get
that's the dream. Yeah.
some success because it's not only your success but it's
Yeah.
your dad, your mechanics.
Yeah, and we're proud because it's all Filipino effort. There have been other teams with Filipino riders in the past, but they're managed by Japanese manufacturers or other people. But our effort is basically just all us. We have some help from Ducati, but really the mechanics, the bike is built here in Manila. The mechanics are all Filipino, so if we win, it'll be really good for us.
Wow. That's a big job for
Yeah.
your dad, like we said earlier. Okay, and do you think? Oh, I mean, you've got a top 10 already from the series.
Yeah.
Do you think next year there's no big rule change? It's not like F1 where all the regulations change. It's the same thing next year.
Yeah, lucky for us, same regulations next year. I mean, we know that every time you change regulation, it's very difficult to find your footing again. But yeah, we've had some quite good results this year. We're a bit off the pace, but not so much. I mean, we're talking maybe 3/10, half second.
You're
a lap.
close.
So
Yeah,
we're
really
quite close. Yeah, but the front group is very, very close.
Competitive.
Yeah.
And what is that? What do you have to chase? What is that 3/10? Is that in braking or is it because of track knowledge because you're new? I don't think it's physical anymore because obviously you're always training.
Yeah, all the guys are quite fit. I think the physical aspect, we're quite close already to what we need to be to win a race. But of course, if I have more knowledge about the tracks, these guys have been racing these tracks for quite a long time.
Yeah.
We need to work also a little bit the setup, also our electronics package right now is not the best.
You mean like the data logging?
No, the traction control setup.
Okay.
Yeah, because we can control all those things.
Right.
Especially the factory teams, of course, their electronics are a little bit
More
better.
advanced.
Yeah. In this day and age, we work so much with electronics on the bike. Not only the suspension setting, but more of the electronics, really.
Yeah. Okay, what electronics is that? That's like ABS, traction control. Is that like anti-wheelie also?
Yeah, we have. We don't have ABS. It's not
Oh, no
allowed
ABS.
for regulation. Yeah,
Okay.
but we have traction control, anti-wheelie, and engine brake strategies.
Engine brake, you can adjust how much intervention. I mean, how much load.
Yeah, that's actually the biggest thing where you can gain time because, as you know, it's all in the brakes. Really.
Yeah. So it helps you trail brake into a corner also. Keeps full load.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
And what kind of data logging are you using? I assume it's pretty similar to a Formula car where you are able to plot all the laps, compare.
Yeah, just like that. Yeah, we can plot like a suspension channel, the rider inputs, throttle, brake, so on. Speed, of course.
Okay. And if you were to give advice now that you're so experienced and you've been sort of all over the world,
Yeah.
for the local Filipino racers, is there something that you'd tell them to do or something you wish you did when you were younger now that you've experienced so much? Is there something that they can learn from you?
I think the best thing you can do is find an opportunity to go out of the country and at least watch a race or like try to join, even if it's just like a national race or a club race or something, because you'd be surprised how high the level is.
Okay.
Like the club racing guys in Italy are doing lap times very close to me. And I'm supposed to be in the top class back then. So what I mean is that when you're racing here at home, you think, oh, I can win a race, I'm fast, I can get on the podium. But when you race outside of home, it's completely different. You'll realize that, okay, I was wasting my time back then. I can push so much harder. I can go through the car so much faster than I know.
Oh, it's blowing my mind because when I see you in Clark, you're already flying. And didn't you guys bring in a ex-MotoGP rider here to the Philippines, and didn't he do some ridiculous lap time?
Yeah,
Clark?
Back in 2014, we brought in Carlos Checa for like a Ducati event, and he did like 1 minute 52, which at the time the record was on a bike like 55. And then we say, oh, it's impossible, he's cheating, the lap time's wrong. But of course now we're able to do those times.
Yeah.
So it's what I mean is that you really need to have an eye-opening experience. You say, okay, the limit is very, very far. You're not on the limit as you think, because another guy can come in and be 3 seconds faster than you.
Yeah, that's a big difference.
Yeah.
For the Filipino riders, are they level-wise in Asia? Are we of a high level, or compared to like our neighboring countries like Singapore, Thailand, Indonesia, Japan? How are we ranked or stacked up against them?
Well, in the underbone class in the Asia Championship,
we just get a?
Yeah, we won.
Didn't we just win that? The 150, right? Underbone 150.
With McKinley Calpaz. He's
congratulations.
Congratulations
That's amazing.
to him. Yeah, I've raced against him in the past before, and he's a good rider. And I think with the small bikes, we're doing very good. But I think with the super bikes, we need to improve a little bit more.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it's like going up in classes in Formula cars. It just gets harder and harder and harder. But that's amazing. And how old is he? 16?
I think he's around 18, 19, yeah.
And that's an Asian champion right there. That's amazing.
Yeah, it's amazing. Yeah.
So I guess his next step is probably into like a super bike or a bigger engine at least.
I think next I heard he's going to 600.
Fantastic.
And then so I think now that we've shown that Cal can do it in the underbone, I think the plan is to get the championship in the higher classes.
Yeah, man, that's you and your brother.
That's
I'm
the
waiting.
target. Yeah.
Can't wait. And what's Troy's plan next year, do you know?
Yeah, so right now Troy has a deal with Honda.
Okay.
On the Philippines. So right now he's doing the Moto3 championship, which is like it's like Formula 3. All right.
Okay.
So it's a pretty good category.
Wait, Moto3?
Yeah, but Moto3 like national level.
Okay.
So the bikes are GP style, Grand Prix style.
Yeah.
But next year he's gonna move into 600 in the Asia Championship.
Okay.
And of course the plan is to be in front. This year he has had a few podiums in his category, and he's doing really good. His form's on point.
That's good.
It's time for him to move up. Yeah,
That's awesome. And I noticed on your Instagram, you're doing a lot of small track training.
Yeah.
What is that for?
Yeah, we do not only practice, of course, or testing with the bigger bike, but it's actually very useful to be training on a smaller bike.
Okay.
Like I think I saw like some of the Formula guys, they
go back to karting.
They go back to karting. Yeah, we do the same thing.
Okay.
We ride mini bikes called pit bikes. So these bikes are nice. They don't have any aids or anything. So it's like basically you do the same thing. It's just a smaller track. Everything's just sized down.
Okay.
And we can push really hard without risk of injury because you're going
much slower.
30 kilometers versus 200. Yeah.
Right. And so it's not so much a physical thing. It's more of like staying sharp.
Yeah.
Okay, that's interesting. And do you still do any motocross, or is that too risky?
I still do a lot. That is more for physical, I think.
Is motocross more physical than superbikes?
Yeah.
What? Why? How?
Because you have a lot of jumps, bumps, of course, and then the bike is always sliding, so you're always trying to control the bike.
You're activating your muscles, I guess. Wow, I did not expect that. I thought the superbikes would be the most taxing because of like the high speed, but maybe it's different.
Maybe it's similar. Yeah.
Okay. And what do you prefer? I mean, I know you're doing superbikes now, but you started with motocross.
Yeah,
Is there
I think motocross is more fun. I think the dirt is always more fun, especially if you just ride alone. You have a challenge because the track is always changing. Like, you know, the dirt, every time you do a lap, it moves, changes the line. You have to think. You always have to be thinking. You have to ride with quick
reaction time. Yeah.
Quick reaction. Yeah.
What is that class where they're on dirt bike looking motorcycles, but it's on the street and they have slicks?
That's called Supermoto.
Okay, and is that popular here? Because I've seen it on YouTube, but I've never seen it here.
With the stunting wheels. Yeah.
So cool.
There's not a series now, I think, but it's not so popular.
Okay. All right. Well, dude, thank you for dropping by. It flew by really quickly. I hope you can join us one day for a ride if it's not too boring for you.
Yeah, because when you get 3 mics, we gotta bring my brother here.
Yes, definitely. It'll be fun to. I'm gonna learn so much about you guys, about the sport.
Yeah.
And everything you're doing. Good luck.
Thank you.
And congratulations for this year. Super proud of you. I'll be following. Of course, I'm always talking to your dad because we're on a WhatsApp group, but I will be following next year. I'm looking forward to the good results. And hopefully we get to ride together.
Yeah, we gotta go for sure.
I'd like to
learn.
learn.
Put me in the WhatsApp group because
I will. It's the Tanders, the famous Tanders group.
You gotta send me a message and
I'll
ride with you guys.
I'll have them add you because I'm not the admin, but for sure it'll be good to do that Baguio ride together.
Yeah.
Thank you, brother. And this is TJ. What's your Instagram handle?
At TJ Alberto 7.
Follow him on Instagram and Facebook so that you can see what he's up to. See you next time.